made my day, my week, and maybe even my year. So first of all, thank you. Thank you to Velammal School for giving me this honor to be here this morning with you. And hearty congratulations on the 20-year celebration. It's such a wonderful achievement. I think a round of applause to the school first. Happy Doctors' Day. What a wonderful honor to have so many of you with us today. And I hope you will continue what I think you have been taught in this school about service and excellence and carry it out into your lives and into the work that you do. It's a day for us all to be proud to have such people with us today. And a huge congratulations to the head boys, head girls, school pupil leaders. Yes, they're very popular, aren't they? And all the heads of the various houses. You know, it's an important role that you do to be there for the other students and to help and guide them and to be there as friends and leaders. And so, huge congratulations to you and all good luck in performing your duties this year. I think several years. So, is it possible to have the slides? So, you know, I'm thinking that since I have been invited here as an artist and a writer, it's okay for me to talk to you all a little bit about art. And I think for all of you here, upstairs and downstairs and on the stage, it's nice to be reminded sometimes that art is an important part of our life. So for doctors who believe that the profession of medicine is both a gift and a calling, I will tell you that to be a creative person, to be an artist, it's also a gift and a calling. In the very, very generous introduction that was given to me, I think they did say that I was in the 10th standard matriculation, I was, a state ranker. I was second in state, and as my mother loves to say, the cleverest girl in the state that year because the guy who came first was a boy. So, what I want to tell you is that art is not something you do because you can't do anything else. Art is something that you do out of choice because you can do everything else, that you can bring all these different things into your art. I can just go with the slides one after the other. They can just see and we can stop occasionally. So, I believe that art is important for you as students, for you as doctors, and for everybody. But why? There are many reasons art is, it's visual, it makes you happy when you look at a beautiful painting, right? Yes or no? Right? Art also makes you think sometimes. Doesn't it? When you see something and you think, what is the artist trying to say? What does she or he mean? It makes you think. It also is a way of showing the society around us. So there are many, many reasons to do art. But given this context and the time, I don't want to bore you. Let me pick 3 ideas. Now this is a work at the Bombay airport. Can you hear me? Am I clear? So this is a work at the Bombay International Airport called A Story of Flight. It's 22 feet high and a huge artwork. Now this artwork brings together different ideas, and that is one of the reasons that we do art. It is interconnected. Is that a word that you have learned in your schools before? That you bring things from physics and chemistry and art of the past and literature, and you put it together to create something. This is a work from the Kochi Biennale, which brings together ideas of history, of travelers, people who traveled the world and discovered India and the spice route, as well as ideas of mechanical instruments, as well as ideas of how we as a human race go all the way to the moon. So interconnectedness is a way of art to express ideas. And art can do this because I, as an artist, I read books, I read medical journals even sometimes, I hear things, I see things, and I bring them together in a way that is different from anything else. Art is not a textbook. Art is something which is what, that famous saying, you go outside the box. And in that way, it's interesting for you to study art because you all want to go off and be innovators. You want to do things that are new. You want to discover things. You want to take things that exist and make something new with it. Well, that's what we artists do every day, day after day. We look at the world and we try and express it in new ways. Now, if you can just stop at the next one for a minute. This brings me to my second point this morning, which is an area I love to work in, which is the world in which we live. You've all heard of Shakespeare? Yes? Louder! I can't hear you. Very good. Shakespeare said that art was holding up a mirror to society. What does that mean? It means that through the arts, we show you the world in which you live. Next slide, please. And unfortunately, the world in which we live today is suffering things like climate change, pollution, the excessive use of plastics. So this was an art project I did, which I asked everybody in Chennai, if you had heard about it, you could have been part of it too, to come and give me their household trash. The things that you use, the soap bottles that you use, the shampoo bottles that you use, the plastic packets in which your milk comes, in blue and white. I said, come and give it to me, I want it. And everybody said, why do you want it? I wanted it to make this wave of trash, to show you that, I can tell you the world is suffering from too much plastic, climate change is happening, we are polluting our atmosphere. From the moon you can see the trash that we put into the sea. But when I do this wave of trash and tell you, hey guys, we are drowning in a wave of trash, a picture speaks 1,000 words. So that's something that art can do. Art can show you the issues and the problems and the things that you're dealing with in the world today. But I'm not telling you what to do. Do any of you really like being told what to do? Do this, do that, do this, do that? No, right? I have a 13-year-old daughter. She also doesn't like to be told what to do. But with art, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm showing you what's happening and saying, what does it make you feel? Do you want to do something about it? If you do, please do something. So art's a very clever way of showing you problems without telling you what to do. Okay? Shall we go on? And this is again to show you interconnectedness, between drawings and photographs that I'm taking. And then, not just in honor of the doctors who are here today, but also I would like to say the third thing, which is that art is a language with which you see the world, and the language that I use very often is predicated on science. Because I think that it's very important to have that scientific approach to the world, which is to look at the world and see what is the world telling you and respond to it. So for me, the science is, it's not, I can't say that I'm very good at maths anymore, or that I understand the impressive equations, but I read about it. For me, my entry into science is through words, through literature. And therefore, I would encourage all of you to read as much as you can. You can never read too much. And in that way, can you just continue with that? Art becomes a different language with which to know the world. And today, in today's world, where we see too much of people wanting only one voice, one way of looking at the world, we need multiple voices. We need to hear each and every one of your voice. Every voice matters. So I will leave you with this thought that art is important in many ways. You may become artists as a career, and that's fantastic, but that's not the only way. You could use art to do illustration, art is therapy, art to doodle, and relax and unwind. You might become collectors and buy art. You might go to a museum and appreciate art. Or you might just use the ideas of art to become innovators and creators. So I believe that art can change the world, but not just me as an artist, but with all of you taking art into your lives and making the world a more creative, beautiful, and sensitive place. Thank you all for being here. Thank you once again for inviting me. And I wish all of you good luck. I think the world will be a better, creative, and gentler place when people like you grow up and be in charge. Thank you. Good luck.